Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Absolutely podcast. It feels really good to be back. I will go into this here in a second, but took a few weeks off and we are back and better than ever. But today we're going to be talking about this concept of a winter arc or separation season. I've been hearing winter arc, I feel like, all over my social media pages. So I'm going to be talking more so about like the separation season of the time from now until New Year's that a lot of people sleep on, that if you use correctly, you can completely transform your life and get ahead by 2025 instead of ending 2024 in a worse position than you started. So I'm going to be talking about that today. And to be honest, I have no notes. I'm going to be speaking from the heart because I really think that this time of the year is a very important one to soak it all up. Yes, enjoy the holiday season. Yes, enjoy your family time, but also realize that this isn't just a time to dink around. It's a time to really utilize. And if you use it to your advantage, you will end the year forward rather than backwards. So that's going to be the topic of today's episode. But before we do that, I feel like we have some catching up to do. So let's do that first. So, first of all, this is not an excuse, but I went to California. I brought my podcasting equipment because I wanted to film an episode with my sister there that just didn't happen. I just wanted to be present in the moment, not worry about podcasting. But while I was there, I broke my cord. And since then, I've ordered two separate cords. One of them didn't work. This one worked, but it just took a couple of weeks to get the right cord for my microphone. So now we are back in action. I'm really hoping that the microphone sounds good with the new cord I bought. But yeah, that was a beautiful surprise when I went to go podcast 2 weeks ago and realized that my cord was out of commission. So now that we're back in action, I'm very excited about that. But speaking of, past few weeks have just been such a whirlwind. Honestly, I've just had so many just like personal fun things going on. So I went to California with my sisters for a week, which was such a great time. We stayed in Newport Beach and we just kind of had a beach week, just my sisters and I, and it was so much fun. We just would kind of chill throughout the day, where I worked out a little bit, we did a lot of beach walks, and I love that. And then we go grab a yummy dinner at night and some cocktails and stuff, and then go to bed, repeat the next day. One of the days we did go to Disneyland. I will say that I do not need to go back to Disneyland for a long time, but it was super fun when we went. They had all of the Halloween decorations and stuff up, so that obviously makes it super fun and festive. But we definitely did Disney right. We got there at 9 a.m., Ubered there from our house in Newport, and then stayed there until like 11 p.m. that night. So let me just tell you, I got 20,000 steps in. I was exhausted. I woke up the next day and literally like felt hungover because of how tired I was. And I'm like, wow, this is a complete workout. I am so blessed to have the stamina and walking and all of that stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis. But it was a really fun time, going to all of our favorite restaurants and stuff in Newport Beach. And then we drove home. It was funny. We drove there from Arizona, which is not that bad of a drive. It's like 5.5 hours, but it's the most boring drive ever. You go through like Palm Desert and stuff, and it's just like all just desert. And we were like, well, it'll be good. We'll have our car down there. We'll use it a lot. We literally ended up using my car once while we're down there. So we're like, maybe next year, if we do the same trip, we will fly, just because that drive is brutal. But it was fine. We made it. We made it home. And then that next week, my mom was in town. So was hanging out with her a little bit. And then I had a friend's wedding on Friday that was so much fun. It was all with all my other fitness coach friends. And it was literally like the best time ever. Seriously, like the best night. And I just love them both. So that was a super fun time. And then I've just honestly been kind of like in hibernation mode since that. Like, yes, I've been busy kind of going out doing a couple things here and there, but I am like, wow, I need some normalcy. I need some routine back in here, just because I feel like the past couple of months have just been crazy, and I'm just trying to take care of myself and whatever. But that's kind of what I've been up to the past few weeks. And now I'm back on the pod. These next few months are a little bit slower travel wise, which will be nice. We are just doing Thanksgiving given Thanksgiving here in Arizona, so that'll be easy. But yeah, not a ton else going on in Fit Abbie's life. But let's talk about now the winter arc separation season, because I will say from now until December, a lot of people, they decide to push the brake on their life and they're like, you know what? It's the holidays. I'm not going to start anything new. I'm not going to push myself and my health and fitness goals. And that really does a lot of negative stuff to someone, especially when you are a driven individual and you kind of think, oh, it's like the holiday season. Like, I'm really not going to get started. Like, this is the time of the year that you should be pushing yourself to be better, because a lot of people are having that mentality of just kind of putting their foot on the brake of this whole journey, and not just with their health. Like, this can apply to your business life, your personal life, your relationships. There's so many like ways that this applies to your life. So I think that if you take the kind of like looking at it as a time to really soak up and to make sure that you are utilizing it to your advantage, you really can get ahead in your life. And so I actually am doing a whole master class, and this is the first place I'm announcing it. But I'm doing a master class on October 29th about how to have like a hot girl holiday season. So if you want to register for that, it's free. I will put the link in the description here, but I'm going to be giving like more so like tangible guidelines on like what to do to like stay healthy through the holidays. But we also have to like be in the place to be like, do you want to be healthy through the holidays, right? Because I can give you all the tips, I can give you all of the guidelines on what to do. But if you're not in the place of like, I actually want to be healthy this holiday season, you're not going to see the progress you want. You're not going to see that change that you're looking for. So you have to be in that headspace as well of like, I am ready to separate myself this holiday season. Look back to prior years and what your habits looked like during this time of the year. Did you decide, you know what, it's just the last couple months of the year, I might as well just get started in the new year, and then you end the new year or you start the new year 10 pounds up? Like, that's not a fun spot to be in. And I think that's where a lot of people have that realization of like, wow, I can either use the next few months to just kind of like slack off and not put in the work, or I can use these next few months to stay on track with things, to even maybe if I can't be 100% perfect with every single thing, try to do something every single day. Because I will tell you, the majority of people are going to make that decision to just kind of slack off and decide, you know what, it doesn't matter because I can get started in 2025. And imagine if you start now, how much better you're going to feel come January 1st. And if you've been that person that's a perpetual like New Year'ser, then you're like, you know what, I'm just going to push this off until the new year. How has that worked out for you? How did that work out for you this year? Probably not the best. I find the clients and the ladies that I have worked with, talk to, that are chronic New Year's gals, they tend to not have sustainable change because they don't make that change for themselves. They keep pushing it off and they think, oh, come New Year, I'm going to do this. Come whatever date, I'm going to do this. And yes, that's great to get started at some point. And some people's New Year's resolutions, they have crushed this year. And like, that makes me so excited. But the majority of people I've talked to, they push this off to New Year's because they have that mindset of, oh, I don't need to do this for myself now. I can push this off to a later date. And if they were to just make that change on, I'm filming this October 17th, if you make that change today, think about how much farther ahead you can be come 2025. Like, I think that is so exciting. And you'll find the majority of your friends, the majority of their family, they do not do that mentality. They're not putting their foot on the gas. And that is one thing I've really done in my business life, especially over the past few years as owning a business, is the time from October, like right now, to December. A lot of people, they're like, it's the holidays. People don't want to invest in coaching. People don't want to do this stuff. And instead of taking that mentality and kind of following suit with that of like, I'm going to just kind of chill out. And don't get me wrong, over Christmas, I am not going to be doing as much work probably. But if you take that mentality and you decide, no, I'm actually going to use this as time to make myself better, make my business better, try to get girls that are in the same mindset as me to be a part of my program. Like those are all really great opportunities because there are people out there that are going to be following suit. But the majority of people, the majority of your family members probably are not going to be. And they're going to be like confused a little bit. Like, why are you working towards these health and fitness goals during the holiday season? Like it kind of doesn't make sense to a lot of people when in reality, this is the best time to get started because if you can do these things during the holiday season, you're going to move so much quicker past those people, especially when it comes to business and fitness. But you're also going to end the year and just feel really inspired going into 2025 rather than being like, wow, I feel so behind going into 2025. You're going to feel empowered and excited going into the year. And so this is such a great time to make that choice for yourself of like, you know what? Now or never. There's never going to be a right time. There's always going to be something going on. There's going to be a wedding. There's going to be a birthday. There's going to be a meal out that you need to enjoy, whatever. And instead of focusing on those things that are like those big barriers created in your head, think about them as, okay, yes, I have some of these things, but that doesn't mean that I can't commit to one thing. Like, if you can just commit to one thing every single day for the rest of 2024, I would be so proud of you. If that's your step goal, I'm going to get my steps in every single day. It's not that hard to get 6,000 steps in every single day. If it's, I want to get protein in each meal, even when I go to those holiday parties, I want to make sure I'm having a high protein snack before I go into the meal or whatever. If you want to set a water goal for yourself and say, I want to drink a gallon of water every day for the rest of the year, these things are going to add to the momentum going into 2025. And if you start the year on a high note and you already proved to yourself that you can do these things from October to December, think about how easy it's going to be come January when everyone's motivated, everyone's excited, and you've already been working for the last 3 months plus. It's a very empowering feeling. And I personally love going into January and realizing to myself, like, wow, I'm no longer a New Year's gal because I recognize that you don't need a day to get started. You literally just need to have that mentality in yourself to go. And imagine going to the year and not being that New Year's gal and not being, again, saying to yourself, oh, I'll start in the new year. And then you end up quitting by January 31st. Imagine embodying that right now and how much change you can make before December 31st. I will say that if you commit to your journey right now, you can be 10 pounds down by New Year's or more. And imagine how exciting that would be to feel good in your Christmas photos, to feel good in your New Year's Eve photos. Like there are so many opportunities to feel good and it doesn't require this crazy amount of restriction. I think if you set yourself up for success by committing to a movement goal, committing to some sort of nutrition goal, like those are two really easy ways to start out to get to the holidays and beyond and not start the new year just like feeling like crap about yourself. Like you don't want to start the new year in a negative headspace of like, wow, I really blew it this holiday season. Like no one wants to feel like that. And the great thing is that right now you have the opportunity to take that initiative for yourself and say, hey, I can still enjoy the holidays. If you think about it, Halloween, Thanksgiving, those are 2 days. Christmas, New Year's Eve, and Christmas Eve, those are 5 days total. 5 days out of 3 months, so many people give so much mental power to that. And they think, oh, because of those 5 days in 3 months, which makes it sound really stupid, I'm not going to do anything with my health and fitness because of those 5 days out of 3 months. Like, how ridiculous does that sound? Of course, there's holiday parties. Of course, there's other things going on that you need to enjoy. But we should not allow the small amount of time completely derail ourselves. And that's really why I love what I focus on is like the 80-20 approach. 80% of the time making healthy, nutrient-dense, good decisions for myself, but 20% of the time realizing that life is going to happen and I can go to the holiday party. I can do all these things and still be on track towards my fitness goals is a really cool thing. It isn't all or nothing. And I think if you even just focus on your health, even 20% this holiday season rather than 0%, you are going to set yourself up for success so much more in the new year than if you just say, you know what, I'm just going to say F it and just start in the new year. Like that is a losing mentality, and you're going to consistently be in that cycle year after year if you don't make that decision of just trying to do something from now until the holidays. And you really can separate yourself from everyone else. Like imagine while everyone is putting on this holiday weight, you step into the holiday party and everyone's like, wow, like you look glowing. You look amazing. Imagine how good that would feel. And spoiler alert, you are in control of that. You're in control of your destiny. You're in control of the habits that you have day to day. And if you use this time to work on yourself, not be restrictive, not say, I can't go to these things, but just work on yourself 10%, 20%, 30%. Like you are going to feel so amazing come December 31st and going into January 1st. That is what I would love for you all. So hopefully you all just enjoyed this little bit of a rant. I know it's not a crazy long episode today, but I'm excited to be back on Absolutely. Reminder, if you want to sign up for that masterclass, make sure to click the link below. It's going to be super fun. I'm calling it the Hot Girl Holidays Masterclass, if that gives you a glimpse on anything, but it's going to be basically about how to exactly lose those 10 pounds before December 31st without giving up your holiday parties and restricting or anything like that. So everyone have a good rest of your day, and I will chat with you all soon. Bye.